What's up, guys? It's Ricky at Heyday. I have today Jasmine Hill with us. Jasmine Hill is an Heyday athlete. She's been coming to the gym for, you said 10 months? 10 months?
Yes, 10 months now.
Okay. So, cool thing about Jasmine is that she just did her weigh-in and she's lost a total of how many?
70.4 pounds.
So 70.4 pounds in the last 10 months. So I wanted to make a little video today so she can tell you a little bit about her journey. Some of it has to do with Heyday, some of it has to do with her great trainer, David, a little bit of macro coaching. She's done a lot, she's worked really hard. And so I wanted to help somebody who might be in her position or where she was a year ago, and maybe you can learn a little something. So, Jasmine, tell us how you came into the gym, what your story is. Start from the beginning.
Okay, so I'll start from the beginning from last year. So last year I went to a baby shower, and while we were taking pictures at the baby shower, those started to come in, and I was just kind of shocked and appalled by what I saw, because what I saw in the mirror wasn't the same thing as what I saw on camera. So I was kind of shocked, I was a little hurt, I was a little stunned. So and it explained why when I was on the plane, the seat was so tight. It was like literally one of those things like, am I gonna need another seat? I don't know. Yeah, this is a problem. So once I came back from the baby shower, then it was like, okay, I have to do something, but what do you do? How do you start? Do you start walking? They tell you to start walking. Okay, tried that. It doesn't work that well because you don't really have a goal or an aim. You're just walking.
You're just walking.
And you're usually just strolling. You're not walking to like really do anything, make any effort. So then I was like, okay, I'm walking. I feel like I'm getting better. Great. Now I need to go to the gym. But what kind of gym do I go to? Do I want to go to 24 Hour Fitness? Do I want to go to LA Fitness? Do I want to do something local? Because I actually had worked with the trainer here before, a couple years before that, that was local. And I enjoyed the process. I was like, okay, I think that's what I would like to do. So then my boyfriend was like, go try CrossFit. I'm like, okay.
So he brought up the CrossFit thing.
He brought up the CrossFit because he does jujitsu and he does all of these different things. And he was like, just go try it. He was like, I think you'll enjoy it. And I was like, okay, I'm scared because everyone at CrossFit looks like so strong. When you see the videos, when you look on their website, everyone just looks so strong. And you're like, how am I going to be able to do that?
So you were intimidated?
I was definitely intimidated by the process.
So you were intimidated because you thought there was going to be a bunch of people that were in shape?
Yes. I thought it was going to be a bunch of people in shape. I didn't know if people were going to judge me. I just didn't know how to start, how to get off square one. Okay. So now we're 4 weeks out from me walking into Heyday, right? So now...
so you got home from the baby shower, and now you're like, okay, what do I do?
What do I do? Yeah.
And you're just kind of looking at all the options. Your boyfriend's saying, try CrossFit.
Try CrossFit, but he's also in my ear saying, it's also going to be your diet, Jasmine. It's not going to just be you working out, but start however you want to, because you're hard-headed and you don't listen to me. I'm really hard-headed and opinionated. Yeah. So it's just part of my job. I have a strong personality, so I don't listen to him. I listen to other people. So his thing was go someplace where you'll trust them. Okay. So I started doing a search on Yelp. I literally live 2 blocks away from Heyday. I've walked past here so many times. And so I looked, there were quite a few CrossFit places in the area. There was one that actually burned down. That was like 2 blocks away. So I was like, okay, where did that one go? So I found out where that one went. And I still didn't come in. And I looked at your website. I started reading your blogs. And I was like, okay, I just like their vibe. I like it. So I was like, okay, still haven't come yet. Still haven't come yet. I'm still thinking about it. Right. So then I go to like a workout session with one of my friends, and she does something similar to CrossFit, but it's a personal gym. Okay. And I was like, I don't like these people. Okay, so not working for me. Okay. I don't like them at all. They make me work too hard. I don't like these people. So that was a bust. Okay. So then Heyday is still in the back of my mind. Like, it's just something about them. They're just like, everyone's always smiling. And all their pictures, their blogs are actually kind of informative and great. I was like, okay, I like this. So I think I filled out one of your things online. You had this special going. So I filled it out, and Kate called me. Okay. Still haven't come in yet. She called me. So now we're maybe 2 weeks out, 1 week out. She called me. She has so much energy. She's like, hey, this is Kate from Heyday. We want you to come in and meet one of our coaches. So then I set up a date, and I came in the morning, and I met with Eddie. And when I was sitting with Eddie, he was like, what are your goals? And I told him my goals. I'm about to cry. because one of my goals was to get pregnant. And I was like, I was really overweight. I'm crying on camera. This sucks. Anyway, and so I was talking to him and I was crying and I was like, I think this is for me. Like, I think this is the place for me. Because you know, you just have that gut feeling. Like, you're like, this is the right place. This is where I need to be. So he's like, okay, I'm going to get you some training because you're not ready yet to come and do a CrossFit class. And I liked that approach. I was like, I enjoyed the fact that he looked at me and he helped me decide that, yes, you can do this, but before you can get where you need to be, we have to kind of guide you through this process. And I was like, okay, that means I don't have to jump in and be like the strongest person. Right. I don't have to be Marie or Mia, some of our great women here, right? I don't have to be them. I can be Jasmine and I can do my best and try my best. Right. So we started, and he hooked me up with Dave, which I saw a post that he's now Coach Muzz. I was like, okay, Coach Muzz. Yeah. And we started training twice a week. And then little by little, I started to get stronger. I started to have more confidence. And I really just enjoyed the process. I enjoyed the people. This is like a family for me. And everyone is just great. Like, everyone's so encouraging. Any class you come to, people are just enthusiastic and fired up. And my goal every time I come is not to compete with anyone else, is to compete with myself and be the best self that I can be. And you guys have made that possible. So that's kind of my story. Awesome. With tears in my eyes.
Yeah. Okay, so so that's really, really awesome. So let's get into some of the how-tos. So what were you doing before?
Okay.
You know, was when you saw your weight, when you saw that picture of yourself,
what was I doing?
Was that a steady increase in weight, or were you always struggling with your weight? What were you always?
I've always struggled with my weight, at least since I was a teenager, and that's just because I had a lot of issues, and I'm an emotional eater. Okay. So a lot of my weight is because of my emotional state, and then when I'm emotional, I tend to go all the way on the deep end. I don't just go eat steadily. I go big or go home. I will eat French fries with ice cream. And I love ice cream. So it's one of those things, I would probably eat ice cream every single day for like 7 days in a row. But I won't eat a lot of other food. I'll just eat junk, like really high carb, really high sugar food. And as a result, I have a gluten intolerance. So I have issues with those things that I eat anyway. So it manifests in my body. And I have migraines, or had migraines. Haven't had those in about 7 months, so we're good. Yeah, I haven't had a migraine at all since I started. So I would just eat a lot of, never tracking it, just whatever you want to eat pretty much. And you think you're doing well, but you don't know what you're really doing until you start really counting it. Right. So it would just be going out to eat. I do meal prep. Okay. And I've been a meal prepper for years. And the funny thing is, I will prep the entire week and I would not eat half of it. It would go right in the trash. Really? So breakfast and lunch would always be great. Dinner is where I would just kind of go off the ledge. So it was one of those things to where I wasn't really tracking well. I knew what I needed to do, because you can look that stuff up. Right. But putting it into practice is a lot harder, and having yourself be dedicated to your food prep that you have is hard as well. Okay. So I was just eating really poorly. Very high carb, very high sugar. And you know, when you like sugar, you get addicted to sugar. Right. So it's not like, oh, you can just eat one piece of cake. It's like when you like cake, you really like cake. Every day you eat the cake until the cake is gone. It's really one cookie. It's like 24 cookies. And because I'm a huge Costco shopper, it's like you go buy the cookies, they give you 2 packs for $7. You're like, okay, I can't throw these cookies away, so I might as well eat them. Right. Yeah. And then you eat them all every day. Yeah. So 10 months, 70 pounds in 10 months. So that's, it's not slow, but it's not, 30 pounds in a month. No, it's not. And one of the things that I had a conversation with Kate, and I was telling her, like, I watch these shows like Super Size Me and My 600-Pound Life, and these people are losing 25, 30 pounds in a month. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, every time I step on the scale, it may be 7 pounds here. Sometimes I gain weight, sometimes I lose weight. But then I also have to realize the way that they're going about, they're going on a 1,000-calorie diet, eating just pure protein, and then they're having surgery. Right. And they're having surgery. So let me step back. I forgot one item. Another reason why I came in here, my doctor actually referred me to a bariatric surgeon. Really? To have gastric bypass. Yes, so I had the referral, and he was like, you need to go because you've been struggling for too long. Your blood pressure is too high. My blood pressure was 140 over 105. I was on 3 medications for my blood pressure. He was like, you have to do something now. He was like, because you're steadily getting bigger and you are not gonna make it if you continue this way. He's like, your blood pressure just sky high for your age. He's like, you're really young and you have blood pressure of like 65-year-old lady.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
That was another reason.
Yeah.
Sorry, backtrack. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that was another reason. I was a little offended that I didn't want to have surgery. The surgery is very serious.
Yeah. No,
it's a very, very serious thing to consider.
Right.
His thing was, this is your only option at this point. So it was another reason why. That was probably within the 6 weeks it took me to get in here. That was one of the conversations I had as well. Okay, so fast forward. The slow progress. It is very slow. Sometimes it's faster. Sometimes I think it was fast right in the beginning, and then it just dropped off. And then it picked up a little. And one of those conversations I had with Dave was, you're not in the gym enough, Jasmine. You got to be here at least 4 days a week. If you want to see real progress, you got to be in here more. And I was like, okay, fine.
So the way it worked is you would get a little bit of progress, you'd hit a ceiling, then it'd be like, okay, what's the next level? So you're coming twice a week, you lose a certain amount of weight,
Yes.
hit the ceiling.
Hit the ceiling.
Talk to your trainer, Dave, and Dave's like, okay, well, in order to get more progress, you have to kind of level up.
You got to level up.
You have to increase the amount of training that you're doing.
Right.
So then you do that.
Yes.
So you're going slow, but at the same time, you know, somebody else who's doing the fad diet, in the 10 months that you lost 70 pounds, they lost 20 in a month,
Right.
fell off,
Yes.
gained 15
Yes. I've been that person. I've been that person.
in 2 weeks, and then probably gained another 5 to 10
Yes.
in the following month, right?
Right.
And then they're doing it again.
And they're doing it again, and they're not happy.
Right.
And it's just emotionally draining.
It's emotionally draining because
So-
you're always thinking about it.
So this past 10 months has actually been a lifestyle change for me. It just feels like it's a part of me now.
Right.
So some days I'm in here 4 days a week, some days 5, some days 3, but I don't
Right,
beat myself
exactly.
up about it because guess what? I'll be back here on Monday. It's a new week.
Yeah.
So it also teaches you and trains you to be consistent and to live a little and understand that there are going to be ups, there's going to be downs, and I think working with Dave has really helped that as well. Also, he's been trying to figure out what I'm eating for the entire time. It's like, what are you eating? Let's write it down. I never would write it down.
Right.
It was just like, no,
That's funny.
I'm not doing that with you.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, that's how we're going to get the progress you want.
Okay.
So once I hit the ceiling, then I started coming in more regularly, so I lost a little more, but now it's much slower. It's not like the initial start. The initial start is a huge drop. Like you see results immediately. You're like, whoo, yeah, this is it. But then you have to start having patience and perseverance because now it's like a slow process.
Right.
And I didn't gain it in a month. I gained it over years.
Right.
So the way I've been losing weight far faster than I gained it.
Right.
So that's kind of what I have to tell myself.
An extremely insightful way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it took you 5 years to gain the weight, or 10 years, or, you know, you've been living a certain lifestyle for a decade. You know, the fact that you can undo so much of that in 10 months is huge.
It is.
And a lot of people don't look at it like that.
You have to. And I'm very insightful. I try to examine myself. Sometimes I internalize things way too much. So sometimes I have to get out of my own head and just listen and respect the process. It's kind of one of my things. So I'm just respecting the process now.
Okay, so now describe to me, you know, your diet, some of the light bulbs. Like, what's different now?
Okay.
I know there's something that you eat almost every day that I think people would be really
surprised with. So as we discussed, I love ice cream, and I was eating ice cream every day before.
Okay.
So once I started this process, I stopped ice cream. I tried to stop and cut everything out of my diet, but you still have those things on the weekend where you stop counting. So maybe Monday through Friday, I'm great, and on Saturday, I just bomb and blow. And Dave mentioned, you know, one bad Saturday could, you know, torch everything you did for the last 6 days in the gym.
Right.
So now I eat. Well, I started working with you and Kate to work on my macros. So it's been about 2.5 months now that I've been working with you guys. So first week was just to track everything I ate, and then I noticed that, oh, I eat a lot more stuff than I thought. And I snack a whole heck of a lot. I'm a snacker. So now my breakfast is pretty regular.
Okay.
So I have 2 different breakfasts a week.
Uh-huh.
I meal prep still on Sundays, but now I'm actually eating all of my meal prep, which is great. So for breakfast, I usually will eat bacon, eggs, and spinach. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday, I eat oatmeal, bacon, and spinach. Pretty much that's breakfast. I follow that up with a protein shake, and then I'm off to work. So that's generally my breakfast. It never changes. It's the same thing. It's very easy to do, and you can make a pan of bacon or a pan of turkey bacon in like 40 minutes for the whole week.
Right.
Put it in the freezer. I have meal prep containers, so I just pack it up and stack it.
Okay.
My lunch is a salad every day and cottage cheese. So pretty much the same thing, a different type of salad. I go to Costco. I love Costco salads.
It's a pre-made salad, or what is it?
It's a pre-made salad.
Okay.
I have made my own salads before, but it takes too much work, so I kind of balance it out. The problem that you have with Costco salads, they're hugely heavy in fat.
Okay.
They're very high in fat, and someone has reduced my fat, so it's made it a little challenging, this person. So I eat a salad and I do cottage cheese. So my goal is always to do moderate carb or low carb through the morning, so that for dinner I can eat more of a balanced meal. So I'll do maybe steak or chicken, maybe more spinach, and then like a complex carbohydrate, maybe brown rice or sweet potato.
Awesome.
Pretty much try to stick to similar things. I do vary it quite a bit because sometimes you're tired, sometimes you don't want to deal with things. So I have picked all the restaurants in the neighborhood. I know exactly what I can eat at each place.
Tell me some of those.
So I do El Pollo Loco is one of my things. So there I will get a chicken thigh and a chicken leg, and then I'll have spinach or salad in the house. I'll just have my own salad there, and then I do water. So that's one of those meals that I can go to very easily. Mind you, El Pollo Loco, you think it's healthy. The chicken has a lot of fat in it as well, so just realize
if you get a dark meat, right?
If you get a dark meat, it gets very high in fat. I can also go to KFC. And I can do a chicken breast from KFC. Again, use my spinach and kale from the house, but I don't eat any of their sides because they have way too many carbs in them.
Right.
There are quite a few restaurants. I can go to Puerto Rican, I can do Peruvian. There are so many places where I can eat from. There's also a little market down here that'll cook food up for you.
La Perla.
La Perla, so I can go there. I have a lot of go-to places that anytime if I don't want to eat what I cooked, or if I'm tired, or if it's just been a long day, I can just go there. I know exactly what my carb count is, even Chipotle, all kind of places. There's also a place called Tender Greens, which is great, but if you go to Tender Greens, I try to do that for lunch versus dinner. Because also what I find, if I'm going to eat out, I have to adjust what I eat for lunch because my lunch has too much fat in it.
Right.
And if I eat the Costco salad for lunch, then I have to be very close to what I plan for dinner.
Right.
Also like Subway, you can do a great salad at Subway. You can do, instead of like iceberg, you do on spinach, and then you can use a vinaigrette or something like that. There are lots of ways of doing it.
Right. So the cool thing is that with what you're doing with the coaching is that we want people to understand that food is a tool.
Yes.
Not bad food, good food, right?
Right.
So if you want to eat ice cream, then you got to understand you have a budget.
Yes.
You know? So I'm going to eat lighter in the beginning of the day so that I can have the foods that I want at the end of the day.
Or vice versa.
Vice versa.
If I eat the high things at the beginning of the day, then I know for the rest of the day I have to be light.
Right. Or also, I don't have time to cook, so I'm just going to eat out. Therefore, I have to eat like crap. But what you're telling us is that you can go to any restaurant and use the options that they have on their menu.
Yes.
Stay on plan.
However, one of my favorite things is ice cream. So I do have a protein ice cream that I absolutely adore.
What is it?
The brand is Enlighten.
Okay.
High protein, high carb, low sugar. I mean, not high carb, high fiber, low carb.
Got it.
Great ice cream. They have my favorite flavors. They have like 15 flavors. It's like the best thing ever.
You eat it how many days a week?
I eat it 7 days a week. Every single day I get my ice cream in. There's some days I miss it because I may have ate something at the office. Someone brought in like brownies or donuts or something like that. And in those cases, I never say I can't have something. I just know what I have to give up. Right. Some days I don't want to give up my ice cream. Other days I'm okay giving up my ice cream. But for the most part, I don't want to give up my ice cream.
Awesome.
And that's another reason why I do lower carb for breakfast and lunch, because then I can eat more of my ice cream. Because
Right.
ice cream is one serving, people, right? So
Yeah.
one serving of ice cream is like 18 carbs for me.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of carbs in general.
Right.
So if I want 2 servings, which is half the pint, then I know I need to be low carb all morning at lunchtime, and then I have enough carbs in the day to get my half pint.
So you'll eat higher protein, you save those carbs, and then just go to town on the ice cream.
On my ice cream. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
Awesome. Awesome. So, and you said that you don't really feel like you're on a diet.
I don't feel like I'm on a diet at all. I'm just making different choices, and I'm satisfied with my choices. I haven't had like a binge day, or I haven't felt guilt. So normally when you're on those diet roller coasters, you feel guilty because you're like, oh, I ate all of these things. I feel so crappy. And then you beat yourself up for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Whereas I make a choice. I say, okay, it's a choice. Even if I go over my macros, because let's be honest, I do go over my macros as well. I never stick to them 100%.
Right.
But it's not an issue for me. It's one of those things. Tomorrow's another day, and back to it.
Right.
And I know what to eat, so it's a lot easier process now.
Awesome. Awesome.
So I've learned a lot, and I don't snack as much. So I tried to quit snacking.
Are we allowed to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is just a progress report.
Okay.
But I think that wraps up the conversation.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Hope that helps, guys. Now class is starting. We have everybody coming in.
And I'm not going.